The Phillips Center for the Performing Arts has been entertaining and enlightening Alachua County in north central Florida since it first opened its doors in 1992. The center continues to attract audiences and artists alike, providing our community the opportunity to experience nationally and internationally renowned performers from the world of music, dance, theater, and thought.
The Center for Performing Arts has been an asset for this community unlike any other.
They come from around the globe, singers, dancers, actors, musicians, to Alachua County. Since 1992, the finest artists in the world have come to the Curtis M. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts, and so have audiences. It's a mutual love affair, an opportunity for artists and audiences to connect on a different plane, not only as performers and spectators, but as people.
There's really an engagement, and we have that. It's an amazing opportunity, unlike any other, and what we have with the Phillips Center in Alachua County, the city of Gainesville, is truly a resource. It's given us a chance to be recognized by international artists who would normally think of performing in a place such as Tampa, Clearwater, Jacksonville, Orlando, but not stopping in Gainesville. Gainesville is now a major place that artists look at.
Artists from all forms and genres of the performing arts: dance, theater, music.
We do pop, rock, jazz, classical music. The orchestral ensembles that have performed here are among the world's greatest. What we can do with the support of the artists, with our stages, is really let the artists grow, let them move the envelope further for their talent, and at the same time give a return back to our audiences.
What is it about the Phillips Center? Despite its modestly sized auditorium, and in part because of it, the center offers a unique artistic experience, a Broadway-worthy stage, top-rate technical capabilities, and world-class audio fidelity.
Behind us here, this is our acoustic shell. We roll out in a group of panels, 3 walls, back, left, and right, and then we bring in the ceiling pieces to then push out all sound into the house. We have a really distinctly live hall. It's great for orchestras, great for opera, great for solo performers doing instruments.
Some of the proudest moments of the Phillips Center have been the repeat performances by artists who say this is one of the best places that I've found to perform. The Chieftains are a recurring artist who have said that. Yo-Yo Ma likes coming back. The vocalists that have used our stage that say there's a better place to perform vocally doesn't exist in our country, including Renee Fleming, including Nina Freelon, the jazz vocalist.
And a big part of the center's appeal is the special connection between audience and performer it allows, unusual in a concert hall.
The relationship with the audience is a very intimate one. For instance, Riverdance typically has been performing to 3,000 to 5,000 seat venues. They come into Gainesville and they've got 1,750 seats, which makes it a very good space for them because they realize the impact they're having on the audience.
And the audience reaction, in turn, impacts the performers. It's that exchange which makes the Phillips Center different.
When we're able to present them here, artists like Bela Fleck, they come into the space and they say, this is what it's all about. This is how I began doing what I was doing. It was an opportunity to identify with an audience.
For many artists, an opportunity to remember why they love the stage, a chance to interact on a closer level after years of performing to distant or unseen crowds in larger halls.
Spaces that were largely dealing with large black spaces in front of them where they really couldn't see or interact with the audience. When Buddy Guy was here and actually went down into the audience and played through the audience, it was one of those moments that it just resonated for everybody in the house of the quality of artist he is and the quality of audience that we have in Gainesville to support artists like that.
Gainesville has a really good reputation, specifically in the arts. Granted, Gainesville is a relatively small market, 250,000 people. We have a 1,600 seat house, give or take. 1750, I think, is the official number. Yet our stage is still a 50-foot proscenium with an 80-foot fly loft to the grid, so we can still fit major touring productions. There are very few shows that can't fit in the Phillips Center.
And that makes the center unique and versatile. From touring Broadway shows to performance artists and modern dance, the staff and stage work hard to accommodate the performance, and each performance presents its own unique challenges.
Last season we had a dance company called Imbal Pinto that came here. And on their technical rider that came with their contract, they needed 28 cubic feet of polystyrene bead at 8 millimeters. It took about 4 days for me to figure out that that was the refill for a bean bag. So what do we have? Okay, we've got a lot of polystyrene beads all over this place. How are we going to deal with just the cleanup of it? Luckily, there are things called leaf blowers, and they actually do work.
Most artists don't require polystyrene, but they can still be very particular.
Jerry Seinfeld, when he has rented out this facility for his performances, sends his manager coming in, this is what we want. His manager walked in the door, said, show me the lights, show me your setup. 5 minutes into it, turned around and said, this is exactly what I've wanted, and this is the first place I've gotten the whole tour. That's a nice thing. When Carol Burnett came to do her piece, she had very specific, must meet these benchmarks, walked in and said, this is exactly what I wanted, thank you so much, and ended up having a fantastic time here with our audience. So yeah, that's the good payoff moment for us when we know that we've delivered the goods for an artist who appropriately should expect the best.
Even with the seal of approval from entertainment heavyweights, it can still be a hard sell sometimes to convince producers the center can do their show justice.
When we did Riverdance, the producer of Riverdance said, there's no way I can give this to Gainesville because there's no way you can fit it on the stage. After a number of different machinations back and forth, we were able to convince the producers that not only would it fit, but it would fit better than what they had ever experienced anywhere else. True to form, it was the best performance that they'd had on their extensive international tour, and they felt it was the kind of place they wish every theater had because of the intimacy with the audience. Getting something to fit where people have said, or the producers have said, gee, there's no way we can do this, and turning it around and showing the diversity of our stage and the professionalism of our crew and what we can make happen is truly remarkable.
Touring companies come through here and they go, oh, we're going to a university, nobody's going to know what they're doing, we're going to have to tell everybody what to do, and by the morning coffee break, their head carpenter comes back and goes, man, I'm really sorry. Your people are great, this is a great house to come into, we've had a really good time so far this morning, and by the time we've loaded them out, usually faster than any place else, well, efficiently, not speedily, they come back and go, I can't wait to come back to this space.
And the performance space and its adaptability are key to allowing the artist to feel comfortable on the stage, at home.
We get people that come in here and are amazed at the size of the stage and what they actually get to accomplish here. A Congolese choreographer, Faustin Liniekula, did a world premiere of his piece here in this space. And what he loved about it was it gave him a nice expansive area to move within for that choreography to really be felt out properly.
It's a process the Phillips Center encourages, and many performers are taking advantage of the opportunity to develop and premiere their works at the facility.
We are creating space for artists to grow into their performance before it leaves for its international tour. It gives our community a chance to see something that they might not otherwise see because of the size population that we have. We've got an ongoing relationship, the pun is intended, with the On Trio that build new works each year on our stage that they then tour.
And while the artists are here, they develop a relationship with the community as well.
When we can build a performance with an artist, they're here for an extended period of time, which really engages our audience, it engages the artist, and it makes the space come to life in a way that truly has a living history.
University of Florida Performing Arts and Shands Hospital are also encouraging visiting artists to create new relationships and reach a new audience through the Arts and Medicine program. The goal, to cheer patients and perhaps further the healing process through art.
All sorts of patients, all ages. There's no boundary. We have the great opportunity with Shands close by, who has a strong regular arts and medicine program, to look at taking it to the next level by bringing in professional artists into the healthcare setting. It makes it a much better place to be. They're responsible for really taking these people's very difficult time in the hospital and helping make it a positive experience.
Often, it also teaches the performers something about themselves.
It's been incredibly rewarding. It's very, very difficult, but it's amazing to see the transition in artists from when they walk in the door, from the very beginning to then walking out and realizing that their art has a totally different form. They all of a sudden learn to measure their success in their performance with a simple smile. That if you can get a smile out of a patient, it's monumental. It really stretches their ability. It's a very humbling experience, knowing that they're going to see some pretty difficult things during the day and emotionally be affected. It wears them out. And I've had so many artists say, that was such a terrific opportunity. I went home and napped for 3 hours before coming in to get ready for the performance. So I understand that toll that it takes on them, that it's really important for them, though, because they learn a lot about who they are. One of the greatest was Stomp came to perform. And this was their first time doing this type of activity. And there was a girl who spent time on the bone marrow transplant floor with a little baby. And she said, thank you, I now know what I want to do after I finish working with Stomp.
And sometimes it can help a patient remember that even in sickness, life can be enjoyed.
We had Soweto Gospel Choir, and there was a woman we were on the bone marrow transplant floor, and the woman was behind a plexiglass wall in her bedroom, and it just had these 3 little holes, and for conversing with people. And there was a curtain, and they were performing in the hallway, and we're literally talking in the hallway of the hospital. And some people were able to come out of the room, some came to the door, but she wanted no part of it. She wanted her door shut, curtain drawn, and her buzzer rang probably 5 minutes into it. And the nurse went in and was coming back out, stuck her head back in, and left the door open, and the curtain was open. And 5 minutes after that, the woman was sitting up in bed with her ear pressed to the holes, listening to the music. And that was a very telling story. Here's someone who's going through one of the hardest times in their life, and to open up and experience then that music was a really, I think, incredible experience for her, and showed her that it's a very difficult place to be, but there's some good that can be found.
In Alachua County, some of it can be found through University of Florida Performing Arts at the Phillips Center, the University Auditorium, and the newly dedicated Squitieri Theater located in the Phillips Center.
It's a vibrant, living environment where artists from around the world perform. We want to make certain that everybody feels they are at home or they have a place. It really is our priority to make certain that there's something for everyone.
For information on events and performances coming up at the Phillips Center, the University Auditorium, or the Squitieri Studio Theater, visit www.performingarts.ufl.edu or call 352-392-ARTS. For County Update, I'm Alan Yetter.